guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So today we are going to be doing another MLM horror stories, and we are so close to being at the 50th MLM horror story. I can't believe it. So if you have an MLM horror story you want to send me, I have my email below in the description box because I have a specific MLM horror story email for you to send me your horror stories to, and let's get right into it. First story is titled Cancer and Emotional Abuse Survivor Sucked into Monat. Hi Deanna, I came across your channel after watching Kiki Chanel, and now I'm in a never-ending cycle of anti-MLM content, and I love it. I wanted to share with you my experience with Monat and how it's affecting those around me. A few years ago, my mom became friends with a great woman who was then stuck in an emotional and financial abusive relationship. She had been with a man that was constantly telling her she would amount to nothing without him, and it lasted for so long that she was eventually believing it and was terrified of leaving him. She was also in remission from breast cancer, and this had made all her hair fall out. It was now starting to grow again. When she became friends with my mom, she started seeing things clearly and started taking the necessary steps to leave his ass. My mom helped her get all the information she needed in order to file for child support, set up her new apartment, take her out to change her mind onto more positive things, etc. All in all, she's doing great until a Monat rep caught wind of her story and decided to prey on that to enroll her as a market partner. At first, my friend's mom could only speak positive about Monat's support group. She kept saying how empowering they were and how they supported her decision to leave this man. She then started making claims on how Monat hair growth products had made her hair change and grow back better than ever. Back then, I didn't know much about Monat or the truth about MLMs, and her situation really tugged at my heartstrings. She got my mom, my little brother, and myself enrolled as VIP members. She kept pitching the money back guarantee and that it would change our lives. I personally didn't think I needed it that much since I have pretty great thick and shiny hair. My mom was more into the skincare of it all, and my brother was just going along for the ride. When I enrolled, I realized the amount of fees they add to the order doesn't make the VIP discount worth it at all. There's the VIP membership fee, the flagship order you have to set up on top of your initial order of a certain amount in order to get the VIP discount. I think my orders came up to $200 each with a $40 discount in total. It was nothing compared to how she pitched it. Nonetheless, I went along with it because I wanted to support her in her new endeavor. The hair care products itself were really so-so. The size of the bottles made it so that the shampoo didn't last that long since you're supposed to apply it twice to make it lather. You end up using the shampoo twice as fast as the conditioner, so you don't end up with sticky hair. The final result didn't impress me. For someone who's always had nice hair, using drugstore shampoo, it certainly didn't justify the huge markup. My hair was unusually oily only a day after I had washed it. It messed up my natural oils, and up to this day my hair gets greasier much faster than it ever did. The skincare was not good. It left my skin super dry after the lotions had set in. The face scrub was so harsh I never finished the container. After using the products from my first order, I realized I didn't want to keep ordering products from this company since they didn't do anything for me worth spending all that money. But I was stuck with the flagship order. After reading the fine print of my contract, I realized that in order to cancel my membership, I would have to pay a hefty penalty fee if I didn't order at least one of the flagship orders. All VIP members need to order at least 3 in order to get out of the Monat without a penalty. I ordered different products in the hopes that they would be different, but they weren't. So I decided to cancel my membership after that. My mom's friend wasn't too bitter about it, but she did try to convince me to stay. After giving me instructions on how to leave, it took me a week or so just to get a hold of anyone in Monat. Funny enough, whenever I'd select the option of canceling my subscription over the phone, the line would cut off. So I picked another option, told the lady not to play with me, and just charged me the penalty, and I left. My mom doesn't have the heart to leave as well, so she keeps pushing back her flagship over and over and over again. My brother was so mad about the hidden fees he left as well. My mom's friend has confessed to me that she hasn't earned anything with Monat since July 2020. I can't imagine the money she has to spend to keep up with the products despite starting her life over with very little financial resources. She's currently cleaning houses and barely making a living from that, but she won't leave Monat. She'll proudly wear her little Monat cap wherever she goes and post about it often on social media, but I know for a fact it's getting her nowhere. I guess the cognitive dissonance of it all really has her sucked into the Monat machine. I have a hard time bringing this up to her because with all the obstacles that she's facing, I feel bad being the one to tell her that she's been scammed and has zero chance to make a decent living out of being a glorified customer. All this to say, whoever recruited her really didn't have any type of morals, knowing her situation and the outcome. Loss of money on someone who is starting her life all over again. These people really are all over the place. People need to be aware of the reality of these scams so they stop believing everything the Huns will claim. They will really stoop as low as needed if it means recruiting people and making a profit. You're a real one if you read this until the end. Much love. It's very sad to me to see cancer patients or prior cancer patients or people in remission that get roped into Monat, because it actually happens a lot more than you would suspect. And I just find that sad because individuals who have cancer or prior cancer are in remission are like this individual, where financial resources down the drain because cancer is not a cheap thing, and she was also struggling with getting out of an abusive relationship. But along with that, it's like people with cancer want to be able to get their hair back, right? They want to be able to get the hair back that they had before cancer. And when you see a cancer patient have to shave their head or they're having so much hair loss, it's one of the saddest things to watch. And I can only imagine someone utilizing that to recruit. It's really sad in my opinion. I just don't know what goes through people's minds when they look at a cancer patient or a individual that has cancer and is in remission and says, yeah, that's the person I should sell my shampoo to. I do like that this person did try Monat products, so it's not like she's sitting here and doesn't have her own experience like Monat people like to say, well, you didn't try the product. You don't have to try a product to know that you don't want to try the product. But she did try it and she said that her hair was super oily. So I hear this a lot, that people who use Monat will allegedly say that their hair is even more oily. Like even after they use it for like weeks and weeks and weeks, it's super oily. So if you have used Monat, definitely let me know down below kind of how it works. Like, was your hair super oily afterwards? And I definitely know you have to like train your hair to get out of that. So I used to be someone that washed my hair every single day in the army because I would use so much gel and hairspray to make those super tight buns. So when I would do that, I'd have to wash my hair every day. And it got to the point where my hair was oily. It felt every day. And now I'm to the point where sometimes I can go like 7 days. Like this, that my hair right now is on day 3 and it doesn't even look like it needs to be washed. So I definitely think that it takes a while. I also use Olaplex. I'm not sure what you guys think about that product, but yeah, this is just a really sad one because this person was going through a lot and just got out of an abusive relationship, struggling with, cancer. And it's just ironic that an MLM that sells shampoo would be the MLM to go after her. Let's go into the next story. This one is about Mary Kay and Plexus. So let's see. Hi, Deanna. My name is blank and I wanted to share my horror story and how MLMs scam you with the promise of free prizes. So Mary Kay apparently works with David's Bridal, so when you buy from them, they send your info to a rep. I heard about that. I need to do more digging into that. I was 20 when I married my ex, but anyways, I got a message out of the blue about a free makeup party where we could sample and learn about application, and up to 4 guests would get a free prize. So I thought that would be fun, so I invited my bridesmaids, and it was embarrassing. Not only did this woman not have a ton of options, she applied horribly, which says a lot because I suck at makeup. Then when the time came to get a free product, we learned you receive a travel size product / sample with every purchase. So no free product. I ended up buying their foundation though and satin hand cream because I really liked them and they worked really well. After the party, she told me I could join her team to get the discount. She said it was free to join, you just use her as a referral and then make your own profile. And you can purchase how little or how much you want. I learned that was false when one of my bridesmaids was suckered in. I felt so bad, but thankfully my ex was not supportive of it and told me I'd suck at sales. He was an a-hole, hence the ex, but at least he pushed me away from the MLM. Fast forward like 4 years, I've met my now partner / baby daddy. With my first pregnancy, I had undiagnosed preeclampsia and developed into preeclampsia. So seizures like a week after I gave birth. I almost died and brain damage was a huge concern. When I woke up from my mild coma, they told me I couldn't breastfeed, couldn't have any more kids, and would be on medication for life. I was devastated and felt like such a failure. Thankfully, my partner is super supportive, so he really pushed me to focus on my health and take it slow. I eventually lost most of my baby weight, got off of the meds, and was cleared to try again if I could lose the last 20 pounds. At this point, my migraines were becoming frequent and made it really hard to function, and I didn't want to be on steroids. This is when Plexus came in. So my aunt started posting about how she got her kids off anti-anxiety and antidepressants. Oh, heck no. And she'd stopped needing Excedrin and had actually lost 10 pounds without even trying. I was curious, so I asked her what she was doing. She put me in a Plexus Facebook group so I could learn all about it and what it does and get a customized recommendation. I talked with her and her upline, and they recommended the pink drink and some multivitamins. Even with the discount, they promised I would have been spending $80 for a 30-day supply. This was a little steep, so I figured I'd just try the multivitamin. This thing claimed to clear brain fog, reduce migraines, stimulate better mood, and reduce stress and anxiety. I honestly thought it just had caffeine. But I go to put in the discount code and it won't apply. My aunt says that's normal. It takes off at the end. So I'm like, okay. I go to the checkout and it still hasn't applied. I hit review order and it still doesn't apply. I reach out to my aunt and she says she'll set it up because all of the info is filled out and she can just apply a code and hit confirm. She tells me it's done and it went through. When I look at my bank statements, I see the normal amount without a discount. So I reach out again and she ignores it. So I ask her again and she says if money's an issue, she can help cover the cost. She says if I get 3 or 4 people to buy products under her, then my product is free. She called it up rep. I was confused because I hadn't tried anything yet. And she said just to post about other people's stories till you try it. That sounded sketch as hell, so I passed. Well, my product comes a while later and it seems to be working, so I'm like, cool. Then I get an announcement in a Facebook group that I won a trial pack for the pink drink, so I'm excited I get to try it without committing money to it. I messaged the admin, my aunt's upline, and got everything set up. 1 week goes by and nothing, so I reached out. Another week, nothing. Another week, I reached out to the upline and my aunt. My aunt says, that can't be right. The upline is amazing and always sends free products in a timely manner. Another week goes by and I go to reach out to say whatever happened, I don't care anymore and don't want the product. This bee blocked me. I tell my aunt and let her know. I don't think I want anything more from Plexus, and she says I should just order the pink drink and see what happens. I dig my heel in and say no, because this was just an inappropriate way to run a business. That's when my aunt says, well, then I guess you don't really want another baby. With that, I unfollowed her and was determined to do this crap on my own. I got a daith piercing and haven't had another migraine since, and I lost 20 pounds, ended up having my second child, and almost ready to try for our third. Thank you for sharing these stories. Okay, I wasn't expecting the ending, so funny how they blocked you and they would just rather not send you free product. They're like, no, we're just gonna block. And then 2, I guess you don't want to have another baby. I will admit, Plexus is on my list. Let me check. I have my computer right next to me. So the 2 deep dives I have coming is Plexus and I believe Zaya or Savvy, one of those. And Plexus is definitely the MLM I see say the most about like their claim. Personally, I don't find the claims often. Like normally you guys will send them to me, but when you guys send them to me, it's like the most outrageous crap. I'm like, what? Like what made them think their products is gonna make someone fertile? What? Because there's no multivitamin pink drink crap out there that is going to make you just produce more children. Like, I don't know what more to say. Go to a fertility doctor where they can help you, a doctor, where the doctor can examine, can test, can see what you need. Not some people on the internet telling you if you want to have another baby, try this drink. That is just so unacceptable to me. I just can't, because I know how much people, you know, go through a lot mentally, just like have children, especially if they struggle with fertility. And that's not like an easy process at all. Personally, you know, I haven't been through that or I haven't tried to have children yet, but I can only imagine, you know, the stress that you're having and how heartbreaking it is to not be able to get pregnant as easily as you see other people getting pregnant. And for someone to say that, the disrespect. And I liked how she unfollowed her. She said, that's my aunt. I don't care. I'm happy for this person and congrats. She did that all by her dang self, had another baby, you know, dealt with her migraines, and they're trying for their third. She lost 20 pounds. With that, it was cool to see she got the daith piercing. So if you guys don't know, a lot of people who get the daith piercing have said it has lessened their headaches or migraines. So I tried it a couple years back and I kept that daith piercing in for so long. I actually just like, I think a couple months ago was when I took it out, like probably in the past 6 months. I was like, you know, I don't care about this daith piercing anymore because that kind of spot takes a lot of time to heal. And even years later, mine wasn't healed yet. So I got mine taken out because it didn't work for me. But I love to see when people get that and it actually helps their migraines. So the next story, hey Deanna, my name is blank. I'd like to remain anonymous. Last year, I received a cold message from a girl on Instagram about joining her team. I never heard of ITWORKS or even multi-level marketing. I looked up the company but didn't really do any research after that. I didn't know an income disclosure statement was a thing. I thought it sounded like something I needed and decided to just trust my enroller and jump in. I hate to say it, but I really loved it at first. I loved interacting with people, sharing my life, and I actually enjoyed some of the products. My biggest goal was to help people, and the more I stuck around, I realized I was basically being trained to screw people over in line. I hated using the scripts because I like to be personal with my messages. I was having trouble with people signing up, so one of my uplines asked me to send her the messages between me and the potential recruit. Her response was, "You're sending them the wrong message, use this," and sent me a script and told me to put their name at the beginning and make it personal. I never used it. There were multiple times my enrollers sent me scripts that were old and outdated with products that weren't even available anymore. After being with ITWORKS for about 6 months, I wanted to become a quote-unquote leader because I worked my butt off. That consisted of leading power hours, being an admin in the group page, and being in the leader chat. But that never happened. I was always treated poorly by my enroller. She was never helpful, and she never even had a relationship with me like she did with the other girls. She didn't even act like she wanted me to be on the team. In May, my husband had a death in the family, and we had to go home last minute. At that time, my upline was going to the top rank of the company. She was texting me non-stop. Send me screenshots of your conversation. Post this to Facebook. Post this on your story. I basically told her life was crazy and would start working again when I could. She told me she was sorry and continued to message me everything business related and things I needed to do. Towards the end of the month, I was only 100 BV for my promotion. She told me to ask all of my family members and anyone to place an order. Long story short, I ended up buying my way to my promotion. I was excited because that's all I wanted to do was promote. The following month, there was another death in the family. I still tried my hardest to work, but it was hard with everything going on. At this point, I wasn't going to maintain my promotion, and my upline texted me asking me if I could place a personal order to maintain my rank. By the way, that 100 BV order I had to place was almost $200. I'd never spent that much on products. I began to realize how much money I was losing. In order to be commission qualified, we needed to sell 150 PV, which was about $200 plus, every month, or buy 80 BV, which was about $150, including our website fee. I laid out my reports of everything I spent and everything I earned, and I lost over $1,000. After that point, I was getting fed up with everything. I began to feel myself change. I was turning selfish, pushy, money hungry, which was not like me at all. I absolutely hated the person I was becoming. I ended up finding your channel and another anti-MLM content on YouTube, which changed everything for me. I realized what I got myself into and decided enough was enough. I have been free from ITWORKS for the last 2 months, and I feel so much stress lifted off my shoulders. I am finally free. Thank you so much for spreading awareness. I wish I would have come across your channel sooner. I hope to one day start my own business. She said, I forgot to mention, the top income earner for our team literally lied to me to connect with me. She wanted to get to know me and asked if I was in school. I said, yeah, I'm currently taking physics. And she was all like, oh, I hated physics. I actually met my husband in physics class. And I hear her husband in the background laughing. And she kind of looks at him smirking. I thought that was kind of strange. Well, fast forward a few weeks later, and we were on a team Zoom call, and she talks about her story and said she met her husband working at an athletic store. At first, it kind of threw me off, but I didn't think much of it. Later, I realized she did that for a reason. Top income earners and just uplines in general lie to connect with you to build trust. It's their goal to find common interests so we can have something in common. It makes me sick to my stomach that I fell for something like that and I trusted someone like that. So she actually has screenshots she sent me. So one of the screenshots she sent me says, hey girl, so this is the rep. Hey girl, how are you haps going this month? Are you getting into a good bit of convos? What the heck is how are you haps? How are you haps? That's weird. Our girl said, they've been good. I honestly haven't worked on it today. My husband had a death in the family, so I've been working most of the morning to get us on a flight on Monday, and I have an important test tomorrow. But I just got home from my other job, so I'm about to start working on the biz. The MLM rep said, "Oh girl, I'm sorry to hear that. And other than today, how have your combos been? I know your enrollments may not be where you want them to be, so I can help. Do you feel like you're not able to get in convos with enough people or that you can't seal the deal when you do?" So clearly she ignores her or whatever. And then she messages her again and says, "Hey, do you have any orders going in tonight, or are you planning to place a personal order? I'm just trying to make a game plan because as of right now, you're not maintaining, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point." Our girl says, "As of right now, no. I followed up with my potentials today and all of my coffee potentials yesterday for BOGO. They either didn't respond or told me they couldn't afford it right now, and I don't think I can afford to still place an order." MLM rep goes, "Okay, is there any way you can place one order? I'm going to have to boost again." Our girl said, "I can see if I can place a 100 BV order, but that's like the max I can do. I have to pay $900 on my card tomorrow since it's in the shop, so it's really tight right now." MLM rep says, "Okay, that's beyond helpful. Thank you so much. I placed $600 there last month, and I'm gonna need to do something similar this month so I don't lose my rank." This is so common, and I will admit, when I was in Beachbody, I experienced very similar things when it comes to the ranks and buying ranks or sending people money. Sometimes I ask myself, like, do these people know you're not supposed to do that? Like, but at the same time, $600, like if you're having to spend $600 to maintain a rank, it's not worth it. Like, why do you feel like you need to maintain this rank? In my opinion, it's because MLMs go off of recruitment, right? There's barely, and I mean barely, maybe one or two MLMs where you can actually rank advance if you sell products to customers. Others, you have to have your downline maintain certain ranks so that you can essentially rank up. And with that comes a problem of you feeling like you need to continue to be this rank to qualify for bonuses and things like that, because guess what? In 99% of MLMs, you can't receive bonuses. You may be able to receive like a fast start bonus or like a bonus in your first couple months, but after that, if you want bonuses and you want some good bonuses, you need to rank advance. But it's like, at what point do you realize that spending that much money, the bonus isn't even worth it? Like, unless you're literally the top 1%, like I know in Beachbody, when you hit 15-star diamond, which is the top rank, I've literally seen someone get a $50,000 bonus. Then clearly in that scenario, that person is going to think that it's worth it to spend that $600 because they're going to get a $50,000 bonus. But it's still like against the rules. And I wish more people would talk about it, or not more people talk about it, but I wish more MLMs would make an emphasis on the fact that you can't do that, because I don't think a lot of people know. I think it becomes common. It becomes common in an MLM that, you know, when you were rank advancing, your upline probably asked to pay for your stuff, or they probably, you know, sent you money for people below you so that they could rank advance. And then as you grow, you end up spending money and sending people money and asking them to sign up their friends and family because that's what you know. Again, I literally experienced that in my MLM, and I didn't know, you know, it was against the rules until certain situations happened that made me know it was against the rules, where my friend's like mom's account got canceled by, you know, Beachbody corporate and stuff like that. So until that, I didn't know that you couldn't really do those things. So I wish more people would talk about it, because it is against the rules, but it's just not highlighted and emphasized enough, I feel. But for this person, I do want to say I'm so sorry for your losses. You know, that's not easy to lose someone and then that next month to lose another person. And I hope that you guys are doing okay whenever this happened. I'm not sure how long it's been, you know, since you've lost those people in your life, but I'm really glad that got out of the MLM and you kind of realized that, yeah, like this isn't right. And the amount of money that you guys are having to spend, like 100 BV orders cost about $200. Like, that's insane to me. $200? Let's look at, is there which MLM is this? It Works? Yeah. Let's check. It Works. They have an income disclosure. Okay, so I found the 2018 income disclosure statement, and here it is. Let's look at this. So about 83% of distributors never even hit the second rank. And then the next percentage is or about 7% of people are in that rank. And if you look at it, the active distributor monthly average for 83% of people is $47. $47 is what people are making. And the highest, like the monthly high for active distributors is $2,828. But that $47 that means that 83% of distributors, if they want to stay active with that 100 BV and they're spending 200 bucks, you're way in the negative. Like, you're going to be spending so much money out of pocket. And then clearly when you look at the rest of the ranks, it's like not even worth it. Like, because you have to be in the top, 17% of distributors to even get to the next rank, when the second rank is 7% of people. It's still about only $223 for a monthly average of income people are earning. So when you think about that, you maybe made 23 bucks, because if your BB order is about $200 plus shipping and handling, by the time it gets to you and other things that you have to purchase and spend money on and your website fees and all of that, you're spending more than that. It's just not even worth it, in my opinion. So all in all, yeah, it's just not worth it. But I'm so glad this person got out of the MLM, because yeah, it's just a whole bunch of money. And I am really happy that she sat down when she's in her MLM, which is something that not a lot of people do when they're in their MLM, is actually sit down and look at the money that's going in and the money that's coming out. I see a lot of people doing that after they get out of their MLM, aka also myself. I waited until after to do that, realized I was, $5,000 in the negative, and she said she was over $1,000 in the negative. So I am happy that she took the time to lay out what's coming in and what's going out to see her profit. And that's really important. If you ever see someone in an MLM, I so recommend telling them to do that, because you don't realize how much money you're putting into it. Because in these MLMs, you're getting paid most of the time weekly, and I speculate that they pay you weekly, so it could look like a lot of money is coming in. Because if you get paid $100 one week and $100 the next and $50 the next, you're gonna be like, yay. But at the end of the month, it's not as much money as you think, as you're putting in all of these orders. And like her upline, spending $600 on your downline so that you can maintain whatever it is rank that you are. Insanity. So let's do one more MLM horror story. So this person said this is the third time she has sent this to me, so I wanted to make sure I got hers read. I'm so sorry if you ever send your horror story multiple times and I don't read it. I apologize. Send it again. If you feel like it and you want to, just forward it to me. And I apologize to this person for, not getting it in a video. So let's read this. Hi Deanna, I hope you're having a great day. I wonder if you find my short story interesting, but I decided to share it anyway. Probably there will be quite a few mistakes in my writing because because English is not her native language. So to the story. One day, I literally just finished watching one of your horror story videos when I got a message from a girl who I played in a pro basketball team a few years ago. I wish I could add screenshots here, but I deleted this crap immediately, and it was in Russian anyway, so I'll try and reconstruct our dialogue. So she is going to show us kind of what the conversation was. So the girl said, "Hi, what's up? Blah, blah. Would you be interested to gain some extra money? I can sign you up right now. It doesn't need any first investments." Our girl said, "No thanks, I'm not interested in pyramids." The MLM rep said, sends me a minute-long voice memo. I couldn't listen through the whole thing because I became really upset. Her explanation of why the company is not a pyramid, though making it look like one, was the same freaking words and points that I hear in yours and other anti-MLM videos on YouTube, only in Russian. Our girl said, "Enough, please. I'm not interested." MLM rep said, "Okay, you do you, but extra money always can be helpful, isn't it?" Our girl just put the shameful emoji. The MLM rep says, "What a pity that you didn't get it right." Our girl says, "Listen, I will speak straight. You either think I am naive and stupid, or you're naive and am stupid yourself. The only person that can really raise money in a company like this is its founders, and more than 90% of people just lose their money." I didn't wait for her next response, and I blocked her and deleted all messages. We weren't close or anything, so it's not a personal loss for me. As I said before, I just got very upset. I mean, we have many MLM companies here in Russia, including monsters like Mary Kay, Herbalife, or Avon, so it wasn't an eye-opening experience, but exactly the same strategy, exactly the same explanation, exactly the same tactics. Disgusting and a bit scary, honestly. MLMs are like a virus with no cure, really, don't you think? Oh, and as I wrote this, I remembered one more even shorter. I work in a bank now, and for some time in a past, I was like a tutor for new employees. There was a guy in one of my groups, and one day he texted me and asked if I wanted an extra income. I found it suspicious that he wouldn't give me any details because I asked a few times. He insisted that I need to come to an office and then he'll tell me everything. I didn't think of any MLM that time, but we recently got one of our workers arrested for trying to leak client data to someone. So I understandably was very cautious with shady offers like that. So after I declined the guy's offer, he tried to play a guilt card like, don't be so afraid of changes. You will miss your chance. Your fear holds you back from your success, and so on. As I understand now, and I'm pretty sure, I am not wrong. That was a recruitment tactic. Some of you, my anti-MLM stars on YouTube, covered this in a video. Again, disgusting. If you read this, thank you for the attention. I really want to thank you for what you're doing. You're awesome. So I am glad that she resent this because I like to see things that are happening in like other countries and stuff besides, you know, the US, the normal things, you know, like the US and Canada, which most MLMs are in the US and Canada. So I am glad that you stuck your ground with the DMs because a lot of people, you know, don't. They will either feel really guilty or they'll kind of feed into the MLM person and they'll end up signing up because they feel bad, or some people just get like really mad. But you were straight up. You said, I'm not naive, I'm not stupid. And it is crazy that you say she sent you a voice memo, or the MLM rep sent a voice memo kind of explaining why it's not a pyramid scheme and stuff. And we hear it time and time again, the same explanations. It is insane. I think they kind of get it from each other. Like one MLM says something, so another MLM says something, and then they all tell their downlines, and the whole MLM industry just does not understand pyramid schemes because the biggest excuse we hear is pyramid schemes don't have products, when that's a lie. That's a lie. Pyramid schemes can't have products. The products just aren't the main source of where the money's coming from, and the products are going to be irrelevant. You're not going to be able to make substantial money with products in a pyramid scheme, and it's all going to be about recruiting. So that's honestly something that sounds very similar to MLMs, where you have products, but most people in the MLM are just recruiting or emphasizing recruiting. And yes, while they're recruiting, they're normally making people sign up with product packs. So it looks like all of these recruits are buying products, right? So then it kind of like hides the fact that they're just recruiting, you know? So that's going to be all for today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Which stories interested you guys? Which ones did you relate to? I really love chatting with you guys down below. Don't forget to like this video and comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. And I'm gonna add some bloopers this time. It says, hey day, what the even after they use it for like weeks and weeks and weeks, it's super oily. So if you oh, okay, my camera battery died, but we are back at it.